In the headlines, Supreme Court nullifies PDP Ibadan Convention, dismisses Turaki-led appeal. U.S. reps propose bill limiting financial aid to Nigeria. Olawikbo Hashim urges Tinubu INEC to shift primaries to September. On the foreigners in China to ban drone sale in Beijing, citing security concerns. In business, Lagos unveils plan to shift to rail, BRT and ferry transport by 2050. In entertainment, Ashake credits Lagos as key inspiration behind his music. And in sports news, Campus FC coach expresses confidence ahead President Federation Cup. A very wonderful evening to you, and thank you for staying with us on Diamond 88.7 FM Ilorin. This is news across the world. I am NEDU OKORIE. You can also listen to us via our website on www.diamondfm.net. You can also follow us on all our social media platforms at Diamond 887 FM, and you can watch us live on YouTube at Diamond FM Ilorin. We bring you details of the news after this break. Do stay with us.
They never sabi anything. Now we get this town and city and we go burn and down as long as say they give us better money. Nothing consign us. Just give us the change and we go scatter ground.
Young man, wait, stop and think. Why cut your life short following evil orders from unpatriotic elements? Ask yourself, would they put their own children in these dangerous situations? Is it worth the shame, pain, and disgrace to your family, friends, and loved ones? Think about it and say no to being used to disrupt the peace.
This message is reaching you from Diamond 88.7 FM Ilorin.
And you're welcome back. Now the news in detail. The Supreme Court has dismissed the appeal filed by the Taminu Turaki-led National Working Committee of the People's Democratic Party, PDP. Delivering the major judgment on Thursday, Justice Stephen Jonah Ada held that the National Convention held in Ibadan, Oyo State on November 15 and 16, 2025 was in defiance of an existing judgment of the Federal High Court delivered by Justice James Omotosho. The court described the move as an abuse of court process, even as the majority judgment adds that any litigant who engages in the act of abuse of court process does so at his or her own peril. The United States House Appropriations Committee has put forward a bill stipulating conditions for financial assistance to Nigeria pending when the federal government addresses violent attacks in parts of the country. The proposed legislation stipulates that less than 15% of $6.89 billion should be made available for national security investment programs in Africa, with $870 million appropriated for anti-terrorism assistance. However, the proposed legislation states that 50% of funds appropriated for Nigeria may not be disbursed until the Secretary of State certifies that the Nigerian government takes effective steps in preventing and responding to violence and hold perpetrators accountable. A former presidential candidate and energy entrepreneur, Gbenga Olawikbo Hashim, has called on President Bola Tinubu to intervene in the nation's electoral process by supporting a shift in the timetable for political party primaries to September, in line with provisions of the Electoral Act 2026. Olawikbo Hashim made the call in an open letter addressed to the president, warning that the current rush towards early primaries could undermine internal party democracy and weaken the credibility of the 2027 general elections. According to a statement issued by his media office and made available to newsmen on Thursday, the former candidate stressed that Section 29, subsection 1 of the amended Electoral Act provides a broader window for parties to conduct their primaries up to mid-September. President Bola Tinubu has nominated Joseph Tegbe as Minister of Power, subject to confirmation by the Senate. This was contained in a statement signed by the President's Special Advisor on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, on Thursday. The nomination, which has been transmitted to the Senate for screening, follows the resignation of former Minister Adebayo Adelabu, who stepped down to pursue elective office. Operations across federal universities and inter-university centers are set to be disrupted from Friday as the Joint Action Committee of the Non-Academic Staff Union of Educational and Associated Institutions and the Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities confirmed the commencement of a nationwide strike. The unions conveyed their decision in a letter dated April 30, 2026, addressed to the Minister of Education, Tunji Alausa, citing the federal government failure to conclude ongoing renegotiations and present a fresh offer on allowances. The letter, signed by NASU General Secretary Peters Adeyemi and SANU President Mohammed Ibrahim, said the strike would begin at midnight on May 1st, 2026. And in Kwara State, a fire outbreak on Wednesday night gutted a vehicle at E-Phoenix Hotel, located at Tanke Junction in Ilorin South local government area of Kwara State. In a statement issued on Thursday, the public relations officer of the Kwara State Fire Service, Hassan Adekunle, confirmed the incident and the prompt intervention of firefighters to contain the blaze. The incident reportedly involved a Honda Accord vehicle, with the fire primarily affecting the engine compartment before it was brought under control. The director of the Kwara State Fire Service, Alabi Mohammed, however, urged motorists to prioritize routine maintenance of their vehicles, especially electrical systems, to prevent similar incidents. And lastly, on the local scene, a frontline aspirant for the Ifelodun of Oyun Federal Constituency seat in the House of Representatives, Honorable Gbenga Oyekunle, popularly known as Gbenga Power, has obtained the expression of interest and nomination forms of the All Progressives Congress APC ahead of the 2027 general election. In a statement issued shortly after securing the forms, Honorable Oyekunle expressed his profound appreciation to Kwara State Governor Abdurrahman Abdurrazak and President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for their leadership and commitment to sustaining peace, stability, and democratic growth in the country. He noted that his aspiration was born out of a genuine desire to further serve the people of Ifelodun, Offa, and Oyun, stressing that his commitment to public service has remained unwavering even outside public office. According to him, his track record of community development includes the construction of several boreholes across communities, provision of support for indigent residents, and regular distribution of food items to party faithfuls, widows, and the elderly, particularly during festive periods. The news is reaching you from Diamond 88.7 FM Ilorin. We now go on a break, and when we return, we'll bring you foreign, business, entertainment, and sports news. Do stay with us.
Follow us on social media: Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Diamond 87 FM. Diamond FM, shining supreme.
And you're welcome back from the break. You're still listening to the news across the world, reaching you from Diamond 88.7 FM, Ilorin. We now move on to the foreign stories. Israel has intercepted more than 28 ships with 175 activists on board. Israel's foreign ministry disclosed this on Thursday. The ships were on their way to the Gaza Strip before being stopped in international waters near Greece, while Palestinians and international aid bodies have declared that supplies reaching the Gaza Strip are insufficient. The latest vessel interception comes after a fleet of around 45 boats was intercepted last year. Meanwhile, the mission organizer, Global Samud Flotilla, described Israel's action as an unlawful seizure of human beings on the open sea, arguing that it demonstrates Israel's belief that it could operate with total impunity far beyond its own borders. Still on the foreign scene, China is set to introduce stricter drone regulations in Beijing starting on Friday, banning the sale, rental and transport of drones and key components into the city. Under the new rules, all drone owners must register their drones with the police before use. The move is part of a broader effort by Chinese authorities to strengthen control over drone operations, citing public safety concerns. In addition, drones must be officially registered before being taken in or out of Beijing. If a device is sent outside the city for repairs, owners are required to collect it in person rather than have it shipped back. While drones play an increasing role in China's growing low-altitude economy, supporting industries like food delivery, agriculture, and infrastructure maintenance, the country is simultaneously tightening oversight. Despite leading the global drone market, China is becoming one of the most regulated environments for drone usage. And that's it on the foreign scene. We now move on to our business news.
Diamond FM Business News.
In our business news, Lagos State is set to overhaul its long-term transportation strategy, moving away from road expansion towards a multimodal system focused on rail, bus, rapid transit BRT, and ferry services. The disclosure was made in a statement by the Lagos Metropolitan Area Transport Authority, LAMATA, following a high-level stakeholders workshop to review the Strategic Transport and Mobility Master Plan, STMMP. The proposed shift signals a major rethink in how Nigeria's commercial capital will address worsening traffic congestion, improve connectivity, and accommodate rapid urban growth. Officials say the updated 2050 Mobility Master Plan is designed to prepare Lagos for a projected population increase to as much as 45 million residents, positioning an integrated transport network as central to the city's future development. And that's it in business. We now move on to our entertainment news.
Diamond FM Entertainment News.
In our entertainment news this evening, Grammy-nominated Nigerian singer Ahmed Ololade, popularly known as Asake, has credited Lagos for inspiring most of his songs. In an interview with Spotify, the Bandana hitmaker revealed how the commercial city shaped his life, saying the city taught him discipline, resilience, and how to grow into a man. Ashake, who confirmed his relocation to Los Angeles, United States in December 2025, described Lagos as a good place and prayed for the state's continued preservation. And that's it in entertainment. We now move on to our sports story.
Diamond FM Sports News.
In our sports news, Campus FC head coach Gaptos Chibueze has expressed optimism about his team's chances in the 2026 President Federation Cup following their 1-0 defeat against Nigeria National League side Heartland to reach the finals of the competition. The OKORIE-based coach declared confidence in his players' ability to perform well at the national level, stressing that they are physically and psychologically ready for the competition. Chibueze added that the team intends to replicate Abakaliki FC's run in last year's tournament. Still in sports news, Ipswich Town defender Ashley Young has announced his retirement from professional football, saying his club's next match could be his final appearance after a 23-year career. Reflecting on his journey through the game, Young, who has played for Manchester United and Inter Milan, highlighted the iconic stadiums he has played in over the years, from the start of his career to Europe's biggest stage. Reacting to the announcement, one of his former clubs, Aston Villa, praised Young for an outstanding career with 250 appearances, 40 goals, describing him as one of the finest players in the modern history of Aston Villa. And that ends our sports news. And with that, we've come to the end of news across the world. But before we go, here is the recap of the major highlights. Supreme Court nullifies PDP Ibadan Convention, dismisses Turaki-led appeal. U.S. reps propose bill limiting financial aid to Nigeria. Olawekbo Hashim urges Tinubu INEC to shift primaries to September. And on the foreign scene, China to ban drone sales in Beijing, citing security concerns. In business, Lagos unveils plan to shift to rail, BRT and ferry transport by 2050. In entertainment, Ashake credits Lagos as key inspiration behind this music. And in sports news, Campus FC coach expresses confidence ahead President Federation Cup. In our Today in History, did you know that on this day in 1939, Franklin D. Roosevelt became the first U.S. president to appear on television? Now you know. For news coverage or information about happenings around you, kindly contact Diamond FM newsroom number on 0916 062 7526. On behalf of the production crew, I am NEDU OKORIE. Thank you for listening to your Shining Supreme station, and do stand by for other interesting programs and the news across the world in Yoruba. A very wonderful evening to you.